School wasn't good to me. I never liked school. I was shy, bashful, had poor memory to recall, failed most tests I took, but I made it through grade school, which was sixth grade, went into Pleasure Ridge Park High School, and that was for the seventh and eighth grade. It's called junior high. I always tell people everything I learned in junior high because we had a mixture of math, history, and maybe math courses like algebra and geometry, things like that, physics. When I got to high school, it became a repetition of junior high. Okay, so I was such a low performing student that the counselor, he said, what college you want to go to? And I said to the counselor, this is 12th grade. And I gave him the college name, and he says, okay, let's do that. Let's get you to apply for that. Well, I did. I didn't know you need to apply to a lot of colleges to get into one, but I was lucky. I got into the college that I applied for, even though it was a private college. And those are harder to get into. So my grades weren't totally bad. I would say C's and B's. And in college, I failed and passed, failed and passed, failed and passed. And I dropped out during the time of the Vietnam War, and I was going to join the military. I thought I would rather be in the military during the Vietnam War than to continue college. I didn't think another college would take me, but Western Kentucky University, I just happened to realize that they had a late start that spring. I still had time to meet with them, and they accepted me. I will share this. I'm not going to share a whole lot about this, but I did finish with a double major in psychology and sociology, and in spite of the fact that I had made my shares of low grades, I hit the president's list, and a letter was sent home to my parents saying, "Congratulations, your son made straight A's, and he's on the president's list for having done so well." I didn't think I did well. When she called me up, my mother called me up, she said, "Why didn't you tell me this before I got it from the university?" And I thought I was going to get she was going to get another letter saying that I was on the borderline of being kicked out. Well, it wasn't. It was, I made straight A's. And I graduated and went to a professional school called. I was going to get a doctorate in psychology, and I went to University of Kentucky, and they denied me. They laughed at my transcript and said nobody in the world would take you with your grades. So I didn't do anything for many years. I mean, I substitute taught in high schools and made a few dollars here. And finally, I tried one more school called Spalding University, and they put me on probation. I had to take a test called a GRE 3 times, that stands for Graduate Record Exam. Even though I was making A's, I had to get a certain score or I was being kicked out. And I was making straight A's, and I almost got kicked out from making straight A's because I didn't make a high enough score on the graduate record exam. So from there, I thought I'd work on a doctorate there at Spalding University, and they realized I was not what you call outgoing, and they said, why don't you just go and work for a while, and we'll think about letting you apply for a doctorate here at Spalding University in a few years. So what happened is I came here to Madison, Indiana, and built really 2 counseling centers, one here and one in Carrollton, Kentucky, and specialized in drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and gambling abuse, as well as mental health. Got really, not to brag, but it was beyond my expectations. The money I made, and also the people that wanted to see me because I was nice to them. And I finally had to retire in my 70s. I'm 76 now. Yes, yes.
Are you talking to somebody?
Yeah, but I'll be off in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. So that's my wife. She wants to know if I'm talking to somebody, and I said, yeah. So I don't know how to edit this. So not knowing how to edit it, I just let you hear what's being said. And I hope you enjoyed this session for what it's worth. If I had to give you one advice, if you fail upwards. Keep going. When I made my F, I had to retake the F. This was in college. I had to retake the class. When I made my D's, I did take the D's if it was required. If not, they averaged it into my grade point average, which didn't end up good. That's why I took the graduate record exam 3 times to get into Spalding for them to totally accept me. And then they told me nobody would come to see me if I wanted to work privately. Well, what happened is I ended up with 2 counseling centers, one in Carrollton, Kentucky, and one in Madison, Indiana. And I kept them till I was in my 70s. And the thing I want to leave with you is that I was able to retire. I'm not rich. I'm not poor. But I really met my expectations and more. I have all my retirement in Roth IRAs. That's retirement. That's Roth individual retirement accounts, and I'll never have to pay tax on anything I take out of it. So I set things up. I was always keeping up with the money thing. At Financial Advisors, lost me so much money that probably lost half the money that I allowed them to manage. So I gave them up, and then I started doing my own financial research, of which I'm proud of today, of course. And hope you learn something here that might be helpful here. I don't want to say all financial advisors are not going to help you, but I will say this. Financial advisors are seeing a lot of people, and they're not watching your stocks every day. And you need to watch your stocks very often. You need to get out of some, and you need to buy different ones. And a financial advisor is not going to tell you that. He's not going to tell you when the stock market is at the bottom, and he's not going to tell you when it's at the top, so you don't know whether to sell or buy. Do your own research on that, and it'll take a while. It took me a while to look at things. CNBC's a good show to watch. That's CNBC, like Charlie, Nancy, Bravo, Charlie, CNBC. You'll get some hints off that. Don't take everything they say. No. I lost a lot of money with some of the people they interviewed that were presidents of their company. But every once in a while, like Apple Computer, like Taiwan Semiconductor, certain ones would come by and I would do research on them. Casey's General Country Store. It's too high to buy, but we bought it. And it keeps going up. Casey's General Stores or gas stations with a food portion where you can go in and eat. We got two here in Madison, of all things. Casey's, Caseys. That's just funny, isn't it? That it would go up and up and up and up, and Apple will go up and down, because of people saying, "Oh, that China's not going to bother us anymore." Well, they are. They've been saying that for years and years and years. I could have ordered at $10 at one time, and now it's what, $2.50 or close to. So don't listen to people's opinions. Do your own research and make your own decisions. And if I have to leave you with one hint, don't buy a whole lot of anything at once. And if you go with Fidelity, like I have, Fidelity Investments, you can put limits. If it falls 6% or 7%, you can sell it all. Or you can, as it's going up, if it backs off a certain percent, it'll sell it off. You want to use tools like this. And the last thing you want to do is do things like I've done. Watch a stock, not do that. Don't put a limit sell. It's called limit sell. I've had them go all the way down to zero. Bank stocks, blockchain stocks, gambling stocks. I keep them on my portfolio to remind me, be careful, study what you're buying, and do what I haven't done. Put stops of 6 or 7% if it starts falling, because it could fall to zero. And let me just say, that's not a good feeling when it goes to zero. And you look at it every time that you check your stock portfolio. Let me know if you got anything good out of this. I hope you did. Take care.